my shin.
I'm sorry. Shins are the worst.
Right. Hey there, this is Charlie Flynn-McIver. I'm the Artistic Director of North Carolina Stage Company. I'm here at North Carolina Stage Company. There may be some people walking around rehearsing and stuff like that for one of our shows that's going on, but I decided to take a moment out of a busy day to talk to my friends Willie Repoley and Hans Meyer of Immediate Theater Project, who are the director to my left and the actor to my right of An Iliad, which we are both producing here at North Carolina Stage Company, coming up in a couple of weeks or very soon, or depending on when you're seeing this, right now or 2 years ago. It doesn't matter, but it's important that you know about An Iliad, and I decided to talk to these guys about the play. And so how's it coming along? It's a lot of lines to learn.
There are a lot of lines. I've never done a solo show before, so it's been a little intimidating. I'm very impressed with all my friends who've done it. Good job, guys. Keep it up.
And Hans, what's it like directing a solo show with just Willie here?
It's not the first time I've directed a solo show, but what's great is that Willie figured out a way for us to have an extra week of rehearsal, and so we're able to really sort of take our time and dig nice and deeply into the material. He's got plenty of time to get the lines down, and it's just been a really rich, rewarding experience.
Reminds me that I do have your paycheck for you that I forgot to give you the other day,
great.
so we'll get that show.
Good news all around.
So speaking of solo show, a couple of people said, now this is just a guy sitting around reading the Iliad. They didn't have an accent like that, but I'm throwing it in. Is it?
That's a great description of something else entirely.
It's not this. Yeah.
No, this is, to me, this feels like the closest a modern audience is ever going to get to experiencing the story of the Trojan War the way that the ancients must have, in a way that feels immediate and exciting and like a newspaper, a news report, rather than an ancient history. Well,
that's the way people got their information, right? That's like through oral tradition, and so it's a fresh kind of thing, and it sounds like this adaptation is about making it fresh for today's audience to experience. There's a reason this thing has been around for 3,000 years, and we're going to discover why. Is that right?
Yeah. One hopes.
Yeah.
One hopes.
Yeah, in the play at one point he says that he used to do it in a tavern or in a bar, and that in Gaul, sort of ancient France, they would get up on tables and scream and shout and run outside and build fires, and that's sort of the immediate. We don't want people to go outside and build fires, but
whatever you do outside of this building is fine. But if you want to have a beer while watching the show, then you are totally welcome.
Yeah, good show for that.
Yeah. So the question I have is, there's the Iliad, and what we're doing is An Iliad. What does that mean?
And we were hoping nobody was going to notice that. No, but I think the idea really is that the Iliad is a particular record by a particular person or group of people of a war that happened hundreds of years before the Iliad was ever written down. But the tradition of storytelling that probably gave us that poem and continued for thousands of years after that is something very fresh and very modern, and has to change along with time and with people. And so this is An Iliad. It is not the poem as recorded by the poet that we call Homer. This is the poet that we call the poet, here with this audience in this room tonight and experiencing the show and telling it in a way that it has never been told before and will never be told again. It's very specific to this audience tonight and what our relationship is.
So then, what's the point of telling the story? Like, what modern day? I mean, as I recall, the Iliad is about the exploits of Achilles and who?
Hector, and all these old-fashioned Greek names.
A lot of battles, a lot of war, and so why do the story now?
Well, the funny thing about war and rage is that nothing actually changes.
It tends to keep happening. Yeah.
That is true. That is true. There's a segment on the John Oliver, what is that, This Week Tonight show that where he asks, how is this still a thing? And daylight savings time, he does, like, how is this still a thing? And you actually, it's fascinating because you learn where it came from. That we often think it was adapted for farmers for bring in crops, but he's like, nobody does that.
And even the farmers don't like it, I think.
The farmers don't like it either. It actually came from German during World War I to save energy.
Wow.
So that your lights, your lamplight and stuff, that you would use less of it.
Mm-hmm.
And so the whole theme of things like that is, how is this still a thing? And I keep thinking when we talk about this play is that we're 3,000 years later. How is this still a thing that we have to talk about war? But it's true, we do. It's right now. It's when this play was written in 2003. Mm-hmm. It will be forever. So there's a reason to tell this story now.
It will be forever, unless it's not.
I'm speechless. Another thing this show has is some original music, and I don't know. Does it like come with music, or what is the deal with the music? How's that working out?
The script suggests the existence of a muse who helps the poet tell the story, and when it was originally done, they had some music written for the show. We decided not to use that music, but to bring in Jan Powell, who's a local musician, who's been composing for theater for decades now. And he actually is on stage. He plays our muse, and he comes in and he plays music that helps push the poet along in the story.
Yeah, I was checking out a little bit of rehearsal, and it's as if it's a part of the story, and not just musical accompaniment, but accents this here, something that Willie does.
It's another character, really. The music itself is another
back
character.
and forth too, so that's exciting.
It's a solo play for two.
Yeah.
So anything else we should know about the show that I forgot to ask?
No, because I want everything else to be surprising and fresh and exciting, because that's the experience that Hans and I and Jan and all of our team has had working on it so far, is every day finding new and exciting things and ways to make these ancient characters and these ancient stories feel very, very personal.
So
I would say that even if you think you know the Iliad, you'll find out that you never really knew the Iliad in the way that we're trying to present it to you. And also, if you think you know Willie as an actor, this is a new way of knowing Willie as an actor.
Yeah, and if you think you know the Iliad, I don't think you actually know the Iliad. I think you're lying. I think you say that at parties to say that you're impressive. And so if you don't know the Iliad, you should come to this as well. Everybody should come to this play. I don't want to hear any excuses about, I don't know of it, I've never heard of it, it might be depressing, whatever. Come experience the play. Live theater, there's nothing like it.
Turns out no one's actually read the Iliad. It's just too long. But now you don't have to.
Right. It's like a live audio book, except not. It's a live play. We're very excited about doing it. We're at NC Stage in partnership with the Media Theater Project, but here at NC Stage, and you can get tickets or find out more information at ncstage.org, or call our box office at 828-239-0263 and find out more. We hope to see you at the theater. Bye.